Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. We are going to make today some mini quiches. Now these are really quick, really easy to do, so hopefully, particularly you older ones, can definitely do these all by yourself, so give it a go. So let's get the oven preheated already because they don't take very long. We can just put them straight in the oven. So you want to heat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius. If you have a fan oven, then you heat it to 160 degrees Celsius, and that is gas mark 4. Okay, so you've washed your hands, you're ready to go. So I'm going to give you a list of the ingredients. Again, get them all out so you're ready to go. Or if you haven't got time to do that, then do it as you go along. It's entirely up to you. So here's the ingredients. 6 small tortilla wraps, or 3 large ones, however many you can cut the circles out of. 4 eggs, and whatever you choose to put in it. So today I'm going to be using cheese, ham, and tomatoes. You might want to put other vegetables in, other peppers, pepperoni, salami. It's entirely up to you. Okay? Okay, so the first thing you do, you want to get your tortilla wraps. Now these are quite small. You can use the large ones. Anything you don't use, you can just chop up and put in a little bag to use for dips or anything like that. So we're going to use a bowl. Now this bowl is 12 centimeters in diameter across. Okay, so 12 centimeters. It doesn't have to be that exactly, but as close to that as you can would be great. Otherwise it won't fit inside the tray. So you're going to turn the bowl upside down like that, right in the middle, and you're going to take a knife. You don't have to use a sharp knife, just a butter knife will do. This one's quite sharp, but just a butter knife will do. And you're going to, whilst you've got your hands on the top of the bowl, you're going to cut around the bowl. Now my worktops are okay to do this. You might want to have a board underneath. It's entirely up to whoever's at home, however they say you would like to do this. So once you've cut it, then you can lift the tortilla. It just makes that a bit hard around the edges. Okay, and then you can just pull the tortilla, the wrap, above the bowl. Okay, so you have the small bit underneath, the small circle. Okay, and you're going to do that for the rest of them, and you want 6 of these circles. Okay, so if you have a large tortilla, you might be able to get 2 out of 1, and then the leftover pieces you can either cut or you can just rip like this to make small little bits, and then you can put those in a little plastic bag or a Tupperware box, and they can be used for dips another time. So don't waste these, definitely don't waste these. So off you go, 6 of these. Okay, so you've cleaned up all the mess and you've got your 6 circles ready to go. So if you don't have these, you can always put them straight into the tray, or you can use little cupcake cases or fairy cake cases, whatever you have. So these are just a different alternative, you know, so if you don't have them, then just use something else. So we're going to put these inside the holes of the tray. Now we only need 6. So if you push it down like that, use your fingers to push it down, and then you kind of need to pinch them along a little bit to make sure that they actually fit. Okay, that's it. And then once you've done that, push your fingers on the outside just to squish them down. So as you can see, that one is in there. Okay, looks a little bit like a flower once it's in. Okay, and you're going to do that for the rest of them. So 6 in all, and I would suggest that you space them out a bit. Okay, so just pinching as you go along, just to make sure that they stick to the sides, and just use your thumbs to push them out. Okay, like that. Now, if you tear one by accident as you're pushing them in, don't worry, because once they squish down, nothing's going to get through the bottom of them anyway. So just make sure you squish it down if you accidentally tear one. Okay, so that's 4. I think we'll go here for number 5. And number 6. Okay. So once you've got the 6 in, they should all look a bit similar to that. Okay, so make sure they're all squished down and nice and pushed out to the sides. Okay, so just leave that to one side. Now the next thing you need a bowl and you need a whisk. You can use a big whisk, because these are only 4 eggs, I'm going to use my mini whisk. So you need 4 eggs. Okay, so if you haven't cracked an egg before, you need to just tap it slightly on the side and then look for the crack and then open, okay? So there's my crack. Put your 2 thumbs in and pull out, like that, okay? And again. Now, I always end up getting shell in the bowl. Can you see? Maybe not from there. This one's quite a big bit, so that's fine. But just make sure if any shell goes into the bowl, that you use your fingers just to scoop it out, or a spoon, whatever you can. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that the shell comes out. And 4. Okay, now when you've been using raw eggs, you need to make sure you wash your hands before you go any further. Okay, so let's go and wash our hands. Okay, hands clean. Now we're going to whisk the eggs. So you want to use your whisk and you want to break up the yolk. So push the whisk inside the eggs and then you want to whisk them up. If you don't have a whisk, you can use a fork. They work just the same. So give it a really good whisk. Make sure they're all broken up. Okay, so this mixture is going to go inside the cases, inside the tortilla cases. Now, before I put mine in, I'm going to put some black pepper in mine because I really like black pepper. You don't have to do that, but I'm going to. It's entirely up to you. Okay, give it another little whisk. Okay, now because we're going to pour them into the tray, it might be easier to transfer this into a jug, some kind of pouring jug or bowl that you have. It just makes it a little bit easier. So you can use this first of all if you want to, and crack the eggs into there. I just always like the glass bowls for some reason. Okay, so now you're going to pour this liquid, share it out between the 6 cases, okay? So very carefully pour them in. Now always start with a little bit because you don't know how much it takes really to share out between 6 of them. You can always go back and top them up. Okay, so let's have a look. So that one doesn't have quite as much as the others, so let's give him a little bit more. And him a little bit more. And who else? And him. Or her. There we go. So that's the start of your quiches. And it's entirely up to you what you put inside. So I'm going to put some cheese in. I'm going to put some cheese in all of mine. You don't have to put cheese in yours. So I'm going to start sprinkling cheese inside. And I've already grated my cheese, so it's easier to put inside. Okay, so that's my cheese in. Now I'm going to put some ham in. So I've got a couple of slices of ham in here, and you can just use your fingers to tear this up. You don't have to cut it. So just tear it up with your fingers and then just push them in slightly into the tortilla cups. And you can put as little or as much as you like. But again, you don't have to put them in. You can put things like pepper would be nice in this, some onion maybe, some red onion, olives, salami, pepperoni, anything really, anything that you have that you want to put in. Okay, so now I've got my ham in. The last thing I'm going to add is some tomatoes. Now I'm not going to add to all of them because some people in my family don't like tomatoes, so I might put them in half of them, but it's entirely up to you. So I'm going to chop my tomatoes. And so I've got some baby tomatoes, some plum tomatoes, so I'm just going to chop them into small pieces. And again, you don't need a sharp knife to do this. You can use a butter knife, it doesn't matter, and push them down inside the cases. So small little pieces like that. And I think I'm going to do one more. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 with tomatoes and 3 without. So now they're ready to put in the oven. So if we put them in the oven for 15 minutes, and we're looking for them for the egg or the quiche middle to be set. So when you touch it, it needs to be quite bouncy. So let's put them in the oven. Okay, so here they are, and they smell amazing. Really cheesy and really nice. So mine took about 20 minutes in the end. I think it really depends on how big your eggs are. So my eggs were quite big, so I have quite a lot of mixture in mine. And again, it depends on how many things you put inside it. So between 15 and 20 minutes, I would say. So you want to make sure that the egg mixture, when you touch it, is quite bouncy and it's not watery. So yeah, let them cool in the tray, and then take them out on the tray, put them on a board. These will keep in an airtight container for a good few days. You can also freeze them once they're cool. Once they're completely cold, you can freeze them and then warm them up again. That would be easy. Just put them in a bag in the freezer, sorry. And yeah, they're really good for breakfast, for lunch, and a snack. And also to show you the leftover parts of the wrap that we used earlier on. So these are good to keep for snacks. You can use them with dips and things like that. So definitely don't throw those away. So I hope you enjoyed them. See you soon.